I'm going to share with you guys a complete gem that many Bible scholars probably pay a lot of money to learn in school, but my youth pastor shared this with me, and I'm going to share it with you, which is a complete overview of the Bible, because the Bible can be very overwhelming and intimidating, but I'm just going to simplify it for you really quick, and I'm actually going to read from my piece of paper here, and then I will show you so you can screenshot it or you can save this video. And then at the end I will also include just some credibility that the Bible gives in general. So the Bible is broken up into 66 books total. So it's not one long story, it's 66 individual books broken up into two parts known as the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Old Testament has 39 books and the New Testament has 27 books. The first 5 books of the Bible is called the Pentateuch, the Law of Moses, or the Torah, which covers creation, the patriarchs, and the formation of Israel. Books 6 through 17, Joshua through Esther, called the historical books, tells the history of Israel from the conquest of Canaan to the exile and return. Books 18 through 22, Job through Song of Solomon, also known as the Song of Songs, called the Poetic and Wisdom books, include poetic writings and reflections on life, faith, and God. Books 23 through 27, Isaiah through Daniel. These are known as the major prophets. In books 28 through 39, Hosea through Malachi are known as the minor prophets. And both the major and minor prophets make up the prophetic books. And then we're getting into the New Testament. The Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And that covers the life, ministry, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Then after that is Acts of the Apostles, which is basically what happened after Jesus' resurrection, and it covers the early church and missionary work of the apostles. And then 45 through 58, Romans through Hebrews, is called the Pauline epistles, which are letters written by the Apostle Paul to churches and individuals. 59 through 65, James through Jude, called the general epistles, letters written by other apostles to all believers. And the last book of the Bible, which is Revelation, is another prophetic book, and it's the Apocalypse of John, basically a prophecy of what's going to happen in the end times and when Jesus returns. So I'll show you this page just so you can screenshot it if you want. And just to share some fun facts. The Bible was written about 1,500 years, over about 1,500 years time period, by about 40 different authors, and still maintains consistent themes and no contradictions. Over 300 messianic prophecies were fulfilled by Jesus alone. The probability of fulfilling even 8 of them is astronomically low and statistically essentially impossible. Events like Babylonian exile, Roman governance, and Jesus' crucifixion are confirmed by non-biblical historical sources like the Josephus, Tacitus, and Roman records. It's a really, really interesting book. Honestly, like, if you haven't read it, read it. It is amazing, and this book is alive and active. The word says that it is living, and that means that is the only book in the world where when you read it, it actually reads you back and changes you. It has a lot of power and is actually referred to as the sword of the Spirit against demonic activity and against dark spiritual forces in your life, because life is more than physical. It is more so spiritual. And the world loves to hide that fact, but this right here is the #1 weapon to fight against any issue in your life: financial, emotional, mental, physical. It provides hope, it provides direction, it provides any answer you could possibly be looking for. If you want to hear from God, read the Bible. He literally left you this for you to read, not to ignore or collect dust on your shelf. And it is the most precious thing that we have on this earth, filled with so much wisdom, knowledge. It will change the way you think. It will change who you are as a person. It can change the whole trajectory of your children's lives. And it has so much power in the spirit realm. So this is just a little overview of the Bible, and I'm probably leaving out a million things I could say about it. But it is breathed by God. The word says that all scripture is breathed by God, so it is all reliable and it all will hold true, and just an amazing, beautiful book. If you read any book at all, read this one. It will change your life.